America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Report right off the bat. Police report.
It is in your packet.
Okay. Fire report.
We had a total of 40 runs last month. 8 fires, 28 medicals, 1 medical in the village, and April 20th, and 4 PIs. Fires were a couple assists to Oxford and Dryden, I believe, and a couple car fires, 1 over in Hadley. And I've talked to Nick about the flag and a little bit of concerns about the pole. We're having a hard time because the rope's hung up in the top of the pulley. So we're getting our ladder truck back, which is out for service right now. We're gonna get out there and see if we can't fix that, get a new flag up. And then last thing I have is the 100 Club gave us we got a grant from them for $9,180 that we're gonna use for 3 new sensor turnout gear.
Nice.
County Commissioner.
Good evening, everyone. Short report here. At our last meeting, we approved the request for the annual remonumentation grant agreements. Every year, we have a county surveyor goes out and works on sections of the county to update the township lines and county boundaries. It's going to take many years to update that. Last year, when he came and spoke to us, he had some pretty neat historical artifacts that he found out in the field, from field stones to sticks, things that were used in the long time ago for boundary markers. It's pretty neat. Next thing, authorized the county prosecutor to renew their case management software. Approved the second of 3 appropriation transfers to CMH. The county's a pass-through for CMH's funds, and we do that 3 times a year. Approve the CMH annual needs assessment. We go out to the community and do a survey and try to figure out what people out in the community need as far as mental health services. Authorized our labor related attorney fees to be paid. Approved a request for a budget amendment to the Pollyant Trail Fund to reflect approved funding of a grant. And Lapeer County received a budget award for the way we do our budgets, how clean they are and up to date, and it's largely done due to the work from Jackie Bennett in our finance department. She does a great job. So, thank you.
Thank you. Planning Commission.
We canceled our meeting. There's nothing on the agenda. No sense in
Okay.
having a meeting.
DDA meeting. I wasn't at it, so. What else?
Not much, to be honest with you. We're, Nick's gonna be having some, he got a bid for the pavilion out there. And we talked about what, like, sizes, what we're looking for, stuff like that. So he's gonna get more he'll have more bids at this meeting, cause he's hoping to, we're gonna get like a couple Amish bids, stuff like that too. So maybe possibly this year, beginning of next year, just depends on.
So where the markers are, right up front, that's where you're gonna put it?
I believe so.
There's water and sewer.
Yeah, so it's, and that was another thing that we discussed, so it was like Dave said, why recreate the wheel when there's water, sewer, electric already there?
Yeah, that's a good point, I didn't think about that, I just thought it's really close to the road, but.
Yeah, so he
That's
was
why.
like, Dave
It also
knew.
designates it as something though.
Mhm. So he was like, you know what, if you keep it right here in this vicinity, the cost There's a huge cost difference, so.
I just had concerns because the hill's right there and if someone's using it, you got a kid rolling down the hill, right into the road, but that makes sense with water and sewer. Okay.
So yeah, that was our meeting.
At least we're moving a little bit on it.
Yeah.
Attorney report's probably all down in the bottom, or you got something else?
We have just a small update with the water line. We had a meeting with the engineers, and right now they're still working on getting their design, how they want it. So, trusting them to their lofty duties and waiting on them. So, they're continuing diligent and whatnot. Trust them with that.
Council communication.
I don't have anything. Okay. All the hydrants were flushed? Yes. Along with all the rain we had.
Yes.
So our storm drain system got rinsed out.
Communications, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I shall move.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Opposed? One abstention, sorry. Public time.
Alright, so I gave you a packet of, things. On top are the complaints, the issues that I saw this month. So we had an awful lot of folks. I saw 5 vehicles, and again, this is just what I noticed driving around town, and I'm busy, I have 3 jobs, so again, I run into this stuff an awful lot. 5 vehicles using that trail. When it says authorized vehicles only, are you authorizing any of the public to use that trail? Tina? Anyone from the public authorized to use that?
Sometimes.
Really?
I've had people call me and ask me if they can take their leaf bags down there. Yes, we'll allow them.
Leaf bags, okay, but not for recreational use, because that's what I'm seeing an awful lot. And again, people die from golf cart injuries, from being hit by them. It's quite dangerous. There are patches down there where it's kind of hard to see. There's not a lot of visibility. 2 golf carts this month out past their curfew time. I passed the pictures around. 3 issues with 2 were golf carts, 2 were road vehicles parking in Harmer Park where they're not supposed to park. 8 parking and driving on the sidewalk by Metamora General. So yeah, definitely a busy month. At least 17 incidents in the village. There are a couple that are highlighted in there that are township. I'm going to be sending this to Chief Davis every month now, and I'm just going to put them all in one thing so you can tell what's what. Also in your packet is smoking complaint. John Clark, please don't ever do that to anybody again, what you've done to me twice now, which is giving me asthma, or more than twice actually, giving me an asthma tax for coming to a public meeting. It shouldn't even be an issue. It's not 1974. You want to smoke, you smoke way away from a door. Tina, why don't we have ordinances up on the website? Because a whole lot of municipalities, even in this area, even smaller villages than us, have their ordinances up on the website, and that's a really good way to find out how old you have to be to drive a golf cart, which is a common misconception around here. So gosh, if you can just go to the website and see these public documents, it makes life a whole lot easier for everybody. Trail condition is also in your packet. I got up really early one morning and went out and walked all the way across to the park, walked up Woodland Trail. It is the worst I have ever seen it since it was cleared out in 2019. And we've got people driving through there at night. It is absolutely insane to me that anyone would. Just by the way, I researched golf cart trails and what would be allowable for a golf cart trail. If it were paved, the narrowest recommended trail is 8 feet for any municipality that I could see. And it is absolutely not paved, it is slippery, it has steep slopes. As I've said a million times, there are places there you can't see 10 feet in front of you, now you can't see 5 feet in front of you. So it's absolutely not safe for 2-way traffic, it's not even safe for 1-way traffic, it's not safe for any kind of vehicle traffic. The pavilion next to the road, I'm glad somebody brought that up. I saw those stakes out there, like nobody wants to have a picnic next to the road. I mean, I get the budget thing, but wish we could do better than that. I discovered you have no annual fire inspections here in the village. 1,300 people came here on Mother's Day, or at least that's what they were slated to have on Mother's Day. A video from a few years ago, Vic said they were getting over 150,000 people a year going to that restaurant. We've got all kinds of businesses in here. And I get it that it's a fire department thing and they don't do them in the township either. Dryden Village is starting it. They're getting someone who is qualified to do it on a contract basis to come do theirs. I think it'd be an awfully good idea based on some of the businesses we have around here.
It's inspected, they pay for an inspection.
But it's not a fire-specific inspection. And then, but the other businesses, Tina told me you don't do fire inspections in the village. So that's good that they're getting some inspections. That's excellent. And I'm not blaming them. They've had 2 fires and that can happen. But there are other businesses in this village that lots of people come to. How much time do I have left? Any?
1 minute.
All right. So, and it's now been 10 years and 10 months since that park, that 40-acre park was purchased as a park and became a park. Still no signs. Yes, that's great. They were getting moving on a pavilion. Haven't heard anything about a parking lot. And again, you just need a sign right there because it's already a park. People already use it. Janet's used it. I've seen others out there using it. Lots of people do. We should do that. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
My name is Greg Wise, and I'm a candidate for Lapeer County Commission District 6. I think a lot of you know me, but let me give you a brief synopsis of my history. I've lived in Lapeer County for 43 years. For the last 37 years, I've lived in Metamora Township with my wife Darlene, who's a lifelong resident of Metamora Township, and raised our son Tom, who lived in Lapeer Township when he bought his first house, but now he's back in Metamora, back on Kyle Road, and it's really great that we have our son so close to us. I had the privilege of serving the citizens of Lapeer County for 24 years as the magistrate and district court administrator. As such, I had extensive dealings with the county commission, the county board, other county departments. I'm also an attorney, and before going to law school, I was in public accounting. So I have experience in budgeting, accounting, law, personnel decisions. I've been on a number of committees and boards over the years, some charitable, some governmental. I would appreciate any support that any of you could give me in this race, and I ask for your vote in the August 6th Republican primary. Thank you very much for letting me speak tonight.
Thank you. Next public time. This is next public time.
Amber Clark, 3927 North Oak Street. I'm here because I have concerns about the village water. I know that we recently had a hydrant flush. However, I've been bottling water just over the last couple weeks. You can see the dates on top, and most of these are all prior to the hydrant flushing. I've been told that it was an issue of my water softener. I've been told it's an issue of my hot water heater. I've been told it's been an issue of the possibility I have an old well in my front yard that the lines might be crossed. I've been told that it's galvanized piping. I've had our village maintenance guy, Brian Lee, come out and flush the attachment to our house and flushed our lines, and we're still getting this discolored water. This is all from after he was in my home, flushed our lines, and before the fire hydrants were flushed. So this is a concern of mine. I've talked to at least 10 neighbors, anywhere from Jamestown to my immediate neighbors on North Oak Street, as well as people down here in other areas. I've been told that my home is the only one that this is happening to, and I'm finding it is not the only one that this is happening to. I wake up in the morning and, you know, I'm getting my dog fresh bowls of water. I also have multiple videos ranging anywhere between 30 seconds to almost 5 minutes of me having to run and flush my water. And my daughter and myself, you know, we have a family, we're brushing our teeth in the morning, waking up to brown poop colored water is not very appetizing. So this is a large concern of mine as to, is this water safe to drink? Why is it happening? Is it going to be fixed? And also, when we're gonna get ready to run piping out to Stock Road to supply water somewhere else, why aren't we fixing our water here in the village first? That's all I got.
Stephanie Burmeister, 3926 North Oak. I'm a neighbor directly across the street from Amber, and I just want to second that. We've had the same things happening. It's intermittent, it's not all the time, but you know, Evan was just telling me today he goes and runs our upstairs bathtub, and it's just rust water or brown water, whatever's in it, coming out. It's often in the toilets, it's often when we fill up the dog's water bowl, and we have to let that run until it runs clear eventually to get clean water. So I would like a little bit of transparency to see like when our water is tested, have that posted, you know, at least once a year where we can.
Post it once a year.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. That's on the village website?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. When's the next one?
It's always a year behind, so this year will be 2023's will be posted, and that gets posted the 1st of July.
Okay. Is there any way when things like this happen to test the water to see if there's a quality issue?
We do testing daily,
Okay.
like normal just testing. I do know that it's been an issue, and I know when I say that Amber, you were the only one, it's because you're the only one that tells me about it. The other neighbors, no offense.
Yeah, no, most of the time we haven't called.
Right.
Yeah, we just continue to flush it
that's why I say
out.
you're the only one when you have called. I'm like, well, I'm not hearing everybody else. Maybe it's an isolated incident. We have no clue what's going on. Not gonna lie. Brian has tried many suggestions. I haven't noticed, I don't get rust water up at my house, so it's not in the whole system, which makes it weird.
Yeah, we had it really bad.
Can I show a
yesterday.
video? Am I allowed to just show a video?
During the next public time probably, right?
I mean, it's on my cell phone,
It
so.
was just like a little time.
Yeah, during the next public time.
Okay.
But we are looking into it. I know I'm at a loss on what to say. And again, it seems like it's intermittent. It's not every area. It's not coming out of the water tower like that, so it's gotta be something within the lines. The other suggestion was he thought maybe, people that are getting affected, they're tapped in at the bottom of the main as opposed to the top of the main like normal. But without digging up things, it's kinda hard to tell. So I don't know. I've asked FMV over and over and over what's going on. We thought the problem got solved when the well number 1 got pulled. Then we didn't have problems for a while, and then the Amber's like, no, we still don't have problems, so.
Something we need to do a little more
Absolutely.
research in.
Get a little deeper in it.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk during public time, but.
If you had a question, answer it.
Yes.
And unfortunately, if more people shared,
Let us know.
instead of just taking to Facebook, how about you call the people that can actually try and fix it? Not
Well, like
saying
Amber does
you,
send me
but other
videos.
people.
No,
Yeah.
Amber sends me
I know.
videos and then
But she
I've been
knows what I
doing
mean.
It might
this
be
for a
easier
year
to
and a
kinda,
half.
Yeah.
you know,
to help pinpoint when it's happening, I
designate
get,
what area
Yeah.
is worked in, you know.
Can she email that video out to the council members?
Why? Is it the one I have a video of?
I have multiple.
Okay.
I mean, I've sent almost all of them to you, but, the one from their house yesterday, which again was after the fire hydrant flushing, so, okay, maybe that's expected, but how long are we supposed to expect this to continue
Right.
after those hydrants have been flushed?
And they
For
do flush
this
them.
supposed to be better.
Right, they do try to flush them, they flush them once a year, this year they're trying 2 times a year. I suggested that they've tried to flush them more often. Because we don't have a high volume of water usage, so they're not flowing through the pipes as a
They're
bigger
not
town
moving
would.
enough water through.
Right, so that's why they say if they flush them more often, that might actually help. But, I don't know.
I mean, I did also email FNV. I got another response back from Brian Lee. Again, it was the galvanized piping, and he was just in my house 3
Right.
weeks ago. He knows I don't have galvanized
Right.
piping.
Your house is new enough where it shouldn't have.
Exactly, and he
And your
even put
well
that
should
in
be
my email.
unhooked, cause you have city water, so there's no cross connection, so it shouldn't be related.
Unless they
Exactly.
use the line going in from the
Right, that's
west.
what we were
They
thinking
didn't,
maybe.
I don't believe they did.
No, Brian looked at it
Right.
and it's not connected, so.
That was just the thought before he went and looked, is, well, maybe this is why.
Until you lay your eyes on it, you can't tell.
Right.
Definitely gonna do some more checking into that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I still have galvanized pipe in my house, not one. Guilty.
Any more public time for right now? That will move on down, unfinished business. Roadside Park restroom, that's still on hold, isn't it?
Yep, nothing new.
Water main extension.
And that covered.
New business. Water route reliability study.
Road did do the water reliability study that is required by the state, by Eagle. I know Mr. Denny has looked it over, we had a draft of it last month. Everybody got a copy of it emailed out to them last week, maybe multiple copies due to my email having errors.
Stuttered.
So here is the final copy, and it's up for acceptance.
So same as usual, everything's still back in their ballpark now.
No, we need a motion to accept it.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay, we do need a motion on, I guess, to accept the road water reliability study.
Let's give me a minute to look at it and I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll support.
I'll make the motion, we accept it as presented.
And then Larry's
I
second.
support.
Thank you.
Been moved and seconded to accept Rose water reliability study. So we can get on with the water extension maybe. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Car show.
The chamber is requesting that they be allowed to host their car show, Wednesdays, starting May 29th through September 4th, 5:30 to 7:30. Same area of shutting down the little section of South Oak Street. So, if we can get a motion for that, please.
I'll make a motion to approve them using the street.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to give them permission to do their car show. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Public time.
So to respond to what you were saying, Janet, about them getting inspected for fire, that may be a small part of their inspection, but I called the county, and the county doesn't do fire inspections either, and Tina confirmed that it's not done. So, I wanted to pass this around. Tina, you are still admin of our local discussion group, again, which I am barred from, violating my First Amendment rights, which you have done. You know, I gathered up recently all the screenshots I had of you doing your job in there, and there were over 50 pages. It took me an hour to scan those in. But for this one, there was a package that got delivered to the wrong house. I get that you were trying to help out, but you're putting information out about not directly their address, but, you know, similar. But then you said, tell the post lady to come back and get it and deliver it right. I didn't find that funny.
She did.
She said I didn't deliver it to the wrong house. She felt the need to have to defend herself. I just really didn't feel like that was becoming of our village clerk, who has done her job in that group that she is admin of that I can't even see unless I use a friend's account. So I want to talk a little bit about F&V. Because I was actually looking through minutes from last year for a different reason, and I discovered that there were problems with FMV last year. And you had a meeting with them, said the meeting went well. But then this spring, we have that huge lagoon issue, right? And I talked to Spencer Matthews at Eagle, and he said it's not looking good up there at all. He basically implied that, he pretty directly said, it's not being well managed, things are not going well up there. I checked, he sent me the public-facing documents about that, and it looks like we're not in compliance right now. There's a phosphorus test that's been missing. I think it was phosphorus since.
It wasn't missing, it was too high.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, it looked like we weren't in compliance. I mean, there's big red words on there. Now we gotta talk about the Balloon Festival. And before I talk about this, I wanna say I don't oppose the Balloon Festival and Country Days. I actually like it. I used to really enjoy it. I used to send people there. I used to say it's great. What I oppose is a lack of safety. Because I couldn't, when I got these documents from you, Tina, because I FOIA'd the special events, I asked for all the documents related to that special event. I got 3 pages. I expected to get like 20, 50 pages, kind of depending. It's a huge event, bringing thousands of people in here. And I didn't even have words when I got this. And I'll send around why that is. So first of all, the township, we don't have an outdoor assembly ordinance apparently, but the township does. So look at what they would demand for an outdoor assembly like that. And the Lions would also have to present a plan for their part of it, because they would be having people in outdoor assembly. North Branch, Oxford, I'll send these around. All right, pages and pages. There's all kinds of legal language in there. There are rules for how you use our public parks, these public spaces, because all we have right here is a very inaccurate picture of Harmer Park. There's no picture of Metamora Community Park, which is also used in that. There's no mention of who decides that a monster truck gets to tear up the land out there. You guys didn't even sign this. It wasn't even approved last year by this council. I looked at all the minutes. So that's going on out there without approval, without indemnity language, no safety plan. I did events, like I've said a million times, for 10 years. Professional events, enormous events, 8-figure events and higher. And I cannot fathom thousands of people coming, and this is all we got. I'll send it around. So in Lapeer, if you were doing this in Lapeer, this would be classified as a Class 4 severe hazard event. You'd have to present all kinds of stuff, and you're like, well, we're Metamora, we're not Lapeer. Safety is safety no matter where you are. And we actually have fewer roads. We have fewer exits, paths. We've got to think more strategically about how that park is used out there. I can't even tell you, I couldn't put into words how bad that is all you have on file for an event, again, bringing thousands of people in. Where stuff happened last year. I saw police out there when I was trying to get home. I'll pass around what Lapeer would demand. Again, that would be probably a 50-page document at least that you'd have to turn in to have this event out here. And I finally found the words for this, and it's the Dunning-Kruger effect. Does anybody know what that is? It's a metacognition thing when you don't understand how much you don't know about something. And that's the only way that I can describe this. You do not understand the risk that you put this village in by only demanding that little tiny bit. And I don't care if this has been going on for 40 years or 400 years. That is so completely inadequate. And you owe all of us more than that. So much more than that. Thank you.
Any other public time?
I'd like to show you guys the video that I have, or a couple of the videos. This is from yesterday, actually, at a neighbor's house, and my daughter playing in her sprinkler.
Show them where it's pooled down like at the bottom of that. Cause it's kinda hard to see, you don't know what you're looking for.
Now again, this video was taken after the hydrants were flushed. However, I do have multiple other videos. This one would have been first thing in the morning on Mother's Day. actually this one was prior to Mother's Day. I fill up my Brita pitcher. Typically that's where I can tell the most when it's happening, because my Brita pitcher is white. And that's when I catch it coming out of the faucet. And I'm able to dump it and not let it run through my Brita pitcher. A lot of other times I catch it when I'm getting water for my dog in the morning, who has a silver metal bowl. And that's coming out of my kitchen tap. Again, this is a concern to me, you know, and the health of my family, my young child. It's a concern that it's not just my house that this is happening to. And I really feel like that I'm getting the runaround with responses as to what it could be. And then I do also have another concern that there's supposed to be a drainage ditch that runs next to the trail here, and that is not working properly. Over the weekend when we got the really hard rain on Friday, my entire backyard flooded. And I've been told that that was fixed before.
I've seen a freezer floating in your basement before.
Me too.
I was gonna say, I swam in your backyard.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
When I was a kid, I didn't think of that.
Disgusting.
I was a kid.
Sure, it was
I
last
put a fire
month.
truck down on the edge of your property and pumped that out for like 3 days. After we had these god awful monsoons.
We were sandbagging that time, I remember.
Hmm?
Making sandbags.
Yeah.
We fixed it.
Yeah.
So I also question if there's any way to fix that issue as well, so that's all I got.
I'll make a note of that, cause I wasn't aware of that issue.
I mean, it only happened once last year in the spring, maybe twice, but then it just happened Friday night, and I knew you were on vacation, so maybe last week you were on vacation.
Friday was crazy, we had water that actually came in our back door here, so I mean, Friday was a little crazy, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll look at the.
I mean, it was
I
like
know quite a few years ago, they
flooding.
redid some of that right behind Lois Downs to stop a lot of that, and it
Yeah.
seemed to have worked. Maybe
Right.
it's getting a little plugged, maybe
Right.
it's something we need
We'll look
to.
at it.
Last year when it happened, we actually had a lot of like flower pots and garbage that ended up in our backyard.
Huh.
Yeah.
People just throwing stuff in there. Okay,
And it might have come right down from where it's supposed to be ditched,
right,
you know, people just throwing stuff in there.
yeah, we'll look at that this week.
I have just one more question, and this is kind of in regards to the storm that happened. When we get big storms like that, we get so much rock debris on the road. Do we have like some kind of cleanup?
The DPW has a broom, and I know he was going around trying
Okay.
to clean some of it up today.
Yeah, we saw him out there. He was out there literally like with a shovel.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was like somebody that comes through. It's like I don't know, street sweeper or something.
we
No.
don't have a street
sweeper.
I would love one.
We have that.
Can we get a street sweeper, please?
We'll put it on the
Thanks.
wish list.
We have Nick.
Can someone?
But yeah, I do know that there was a
Get
lot
him a
of
t-shirt.
rock and stuff that
Yeah.
was past night, and sand and, yes.
Yeah, Blood Road washes down our road.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say Blood Road is
Okay.
at the end of my drive.
Okay, I guess if there's nothing else, I'll entertain one more motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
We move and seconded to adjourn, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everybody, for coming out, it's a beautiful evening.
Do you want me to take my water with me? Or do you want to save it?
You want me to throw them out? I can show them Ryan in the morning, that's why.
Yeah, you can
So
try.
actually, the worst one that's up there is not worse.
Well,
You can come in, just
and
look at
that's,
that over there.
I mean,
That's
they're from 2-3 weeks ago, so they've